Hello everybody, welcome. I'm going to show you a demonstration today on how to read a graph and how to use bobbins. The bobbins I recommend using when you're doing a large project instead of carrying the yarn through your work, which will tend to show the other yarn through your work if you have contrasting colors like black and white or dark and light colors. They usually tend to bleed through. So this will prevent that from happening. What I'm going to start off with is just showing you what a basic graph is. You can disregard the lines there. I just drew them in there myself because I printed it so small and I wanted to show you what it would look like. But when you print one of my graphs, you are actually going to have the dark lines there so you can see the different sections. This is a graph here. It's 90 by 160. We got 90 blocks across and 160 blocks, which would translate to 90 single crochet across and 160 rows from bottom to top. My graphs are worked from bottom to top. I like to start from left to right for the first row. Then when you come back on your second row, you're going to do right to left, alternating third row from left to right, fourth row. Ran out of my bobbins, so I went ahead and made my own. This is just plastic canvas. I cut it into the I shape, a capital I. You can see here, just so my yarn would fit here, and then I also cut a slit on the top here. That way when I wind my yarn, I can slip it into that slot and it will prevent it from unraveling. See? So that way I can hold it as close as I can to my work. So that's what a bobbin looks like, and it's working from this side, from left to right. I'm going to go ahead and start my blue row, and then when I get to this stitch here, I'm going to change into the brown. When you do get the patterns and you print them out, they're going to print out with this extra white border. If you have to, or you probably will, cut off the border on one of your pages of your graph, bring the other one over and match it up. Make sure they match up with the lines, make sure it matches up with the numbers on the top, and also the boxes match up. That way you have a full graph in front of you when you print it out in more than one page. This is what it looks like when your bobbins are hanging, and that's okay. They're not tangled, they're just laying there. So a lot of traditional bobbin users will use your bobbins and throw them to the back. That way when you turn your work, it's ready. They're ready for you on the other side. I actually like to leave them. They throw them to the front. Excuse me. They bring them to the front. That way it's available for you when you turn the work and it's on the back. I like to bring it or leave it to the back, so when I turn my work, it's on the front. The only reason I like to do that is because there's times when I have one or more stitches that I have to bring the yarn over just a little bit, where I have to include the yarn that I pulled over, include it, and also yarn over that, and I want to make sure that it's not showing through. So this is just better for me to see my work, how it's being executed and how it's being done. That way I don't have any crossovers or a blue going over a brown when I should have included it. So I'll show you just some examples of that in just a moment here. So my graph here says that I'm going to start 2 brown on top of the other one that I previously did. So let me crochet this one one. Okay. Now, don't finish your previous stitch. You're going to want to leave 2 stitches on your hook for the color change. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down, pick up my yarn. I'm going to bring it as close as I can to my work, and I'm going to go ahead and drop it in the back because I'm done with that color. So I don't want it to get mixed up with the colors that I'm going to be using. So I'm done with the blue until we come around to the next row. I'm going to pick up my brown here and see how we're attached here. Go ahead and unravel it. Give it a couple of inches. And I always like to bind it off again. That way it doesn't unravel anymore. Pick up the yarn, bring it to your work or to your needle, and go ahead and yarn over and pull it through the 2 stitches. Okay, let me try that again because it looked like it was blurry. Two loops on the hook. Okay, bring up your yarn, yarn over, pull it through your work. You want to give your back yarn, the blue one you just dropped, a little tug to bring it closer. And we're going to go ahead and single crochet in this next stitch with the new color. My graph says I need 2, so that's 1, 2. Okay, don't finish the second one off. Hold on to it here with the 2 loops on your hook. I'm done with this color, so I'm going to drop it to the back. I'm going to pick up my new color, and this one I need 4, so let's go ahead and undo it. See how easy it is to use it by one hand because you have those slits in there. So let's go ahead and bind it off. Snap it in there again. Pick up my new color. Yarn over. Pull it through your work. Grab the dark brown and kind of tug it in the back to tighten up that tension there. And I need 4 of our light brown. Three and 4. Okay. Do not finish it. Leave your 2 stitches. I'm done with this light brown, so I'm going to drop it. I'm going to pick up the dark brown again, and I'm going to need 2 in the dark brown. Now this is what I'm talking about here, that I like to see my stitches being done. If I pick up this brown and I pull it over, yarn over, and I pull through my work, it's kind of crossing over just a little bit. So I'm going to pull on the back here. I'm going to pick up the yarn that I just pulled in. See how I'm going to go underneath it to go into this next stitch. That way it's included in the work and I don't have a crossover there. If I didn't pick it up, this is what it would look like. See how the yarn is going from bottom to top? If I complete the stitch, I have the yarn from here to here showing, and it doesn't look right. So that's the reason that I have the bobbins in the front, so I can see what my work is. If I would have had it to the back, I would have missed that stitch or missed this piece of yarn here, and it would have looked horrible when I was done with my work. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. Again, tug on the back yarn. I need 2 brown, so I'm going to do 1 2. Don't finish the stitch. Let's go ahead and tie off our bobbin. I'm done with it. Throw it to the back. I need 1 blue. I'm going to pick up my blue here. The blue I don't have on a bobbin on this part because I only needed like 6 stitches. So I just pulled a piece of small blue yarn from my skein. So again, here's that line here that I don't like. Pick it up and draw it through. 1. Don't forget to tug on the back there a little. Drop the blue in the back because I'm done. Like I said, it's not on a bobbin because I wasn't going to use that much. I'm going to pick up my brown color here. I'm going to need 2 of this one. So go ahead and yarn over, pull through the loops, do 2, 1, 2, and you may have noticed I didn't pick up that extra piece of yarn that was crossing over because it didn't cross over. It actually made a V, and that's what the stitches resemble, are V's. So I didn't pick it up, I left it there, and it works well. So go ahead and drop the brown, pick up the light brown, and this one I'm going to follow across. So yarn over. See how it's not over here, it's actually right here, so I'm not going to have to worry about picking it up and hiding. Yarn over, or maybe I am, I'm sorry. See how it's crossing over? Just go ahead and include it, that way it looks uniform. So let's go ahead and complete this row here. I have 3 more stitches and I'll be done. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oops, sorry. I did a couple of too many. Okay. So here's my 11th stitch. Now, here is a great example. I'm going to have to pull the yarn over. Okay. Now, you can do. I only do it for maybe 4 or 5 stitches. I won't go any longer because that's just a waste of yarn. So what I'll do is I'll give it enough slack to where it's not going to pull. And so I'll yarn over. Okay, yarn over. Tug on the back one. That way you can tighten the tension. Now you're going to include the yarn that you pulled. Okay, you're going to include it. That way it doesn't show through. You see here how it's kind of disappearing. Okay. Now right now I'm not following the pattern anymore because I'm just showing you the examples of things you may need to do. If it was longer than 4 or 5 stitches, I would not cross it over. I would actually use another bobbin. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick up a bobbin. Okay. And let's just say it's a brand new bobbin. It's not attached to anything. You would just pick it up, yarn over, and kind of hold it this way. Pull it through your work. Okay. Tug on the back for the tension on the old color. you are going to hold the tail down. The tail is the one that's going to be sewn in at the end. You're going to put the tail kind of in between. That way when you cross over the yarn and you pull it through, your tail is going to be hidden. So I like to do that just for a couple of stitches. That way when I do tie them in, they don't come undone as quickly, or hopefully never. So again, you're going to yarn over, and I'll do it for 2 or 3 stitches, and then I'll drop the tail. Okay. Also, I did want to mention to you that the tail at the end, if you're doing a large piece, you're more than welcome to stop every 10 rows so it doesn't get overwhelming. But the end here, what I like to do is get a tapestry needle, or if I don't have that available, I will use another crochet hook. I'm going to go ahead and just yarn this in real quick. I hate when this happens, when it unravels. Okay, so we got our yarn on our needle, and I just like to go through a couple of stitches here, pull it through, hold it, that way you don't lose the end here. I'm sorry, you don't lose the loop, and go through the loop with your needle, and you're gonna make a knot, and then we're gonna go ahead and, let's see, we're going this way, so just take it through. I like to hide it in here. We're gonna hide it in a single crochet here, pull it through all the way, kind of give it a tug, and I don't have my scissors with me, but I would then snip it right there, and your end is in, and it won't show through.